I'm forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. A major winter storm headed into the U.S. and it will be here by Thursday into Friday, affecting your holiday travel. I'll have your forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Kim, also first at 4, a massive response to this mobile home fire in Oakland County, but neighbors are still mourning this afternoon. And we're tracking budget negotiations on Capitol Hill. We are going to talk about the $1 trillion proposal and the bill's connection to January 6th. It's all next, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, we are tracking a winter storm that could bring a horrible mix of snow, wind, and bitter cold at one of the worst times for holiday travelers. The storm will range from the Pacific coast to right here in the Midwest, starting to arrive in Metro Detroit, as Kim said, Thursday, and then pushing into Christmas Eve. It comes as AAA says 113 million Americans will be traveling during the holiday surge. Airlines like Delta, United, and American are already waiving rebooking fees for people flying through certain airports in the Midwest, so make sure to check with your airline for details. Right now, forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams working to pinpoint the timeline as the storm heads this way. Kim, that timeline so important.
The timeline is critical as far as snow totals, because we will see a changeover from rain to snow at some point Thursday night into Friday morning. The earlier that changeover happens, the higher the snow totals will be. What we do guarantee, though, high winds and sub-zero wind chills. So it's not just a matter of how much snow we're getting. Even if we would get on the low side, which would be around 4 inches or so, we're having blowing and drifting and near whiteout conditions because we do have those high winds. So Friday is not the day to be on the road. If you can change your travel plans, it's not a wait and see situation, definitely, because there'll be so many people trying to change their plans. Try to avoid it. Get out early Wednesday or even into the daytime on Thursday. Sub-zero wind chills ahead for Christmas Eve and also on Christmas Day. But let's talk about now briefly. It is beautiful. We've even seen a little of the sunshine. So if you do have some Christmas shopping to do, or you need to run a few errands, go to the grocery store, tonight's a great night to do it. I'll be back with more on your holiday travel forecast coming up. But if you want to have our Local 4 weather right in the palm of your hand, all you have to do is download the Forewarned Weather app. It's absolutely free. Just go to your favorite app store and type in WDIV and download the Forewarned Weather app today.
All right, thank you, Kim. Detroit police are investigating the shooting death of a 14-year-old boy on the city's west side. It happened almost 24 hours ago, and we still don't have information on a suspect or a motive. Police say they received a shot spotter run for several shots fired near 7 Mile and Biltmore around 5:30 Monday. Sources are telling Local 4 the boy was shot and then ran several yards before collapsing on Biltmore Street. Police say they're working on a suspect description. DPD is also looking for a woman connected to a shooting outside of a Detroit police precinct on the city's east side. Police say the 28-year-old woman was involved in some sort of domestic dispute Monday afternoon in the parking lot of the 9th precinct on Gratiot. Her boyfriend was apparently trying to walk into the station for help when he was shot. He is expected to recover. Police say the suspect left the scene in a 2014 Ford Fusion with the license plate of EFA 7326. If you can help, give police a call or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Firefighters in Rochester Hills scrambled to rescue a man from a mobile home fire, but he could not be saved. They raced to the home near John R. and Avon Roads just before 2 in the morning. It was a full court press with firefighters from all over the city and help from departments like Troy, Utica, Shelby Township, and Oakland Township. Firefighters found the man near a bedroom in the rear of that home. The cause of the fire is under investigation. We've got breaking news from California, where a judge has just rejected a new trial for convicted murderer Scott Peterson. You may remember he was found guilty of killing his wife Lacey and their unborn child back in 2002. The decision comes more than a year after California Supreme Court ordered the judge to consider whether juror misconduct denied Peterson a fair trial. The judge rejected that argument. Peterson can still appeal her decision. Congress is considering a new budget plan that was revealed overnight with just 3 days before the next deadline. A short-term extension runs out Friday, renewing the threat of a government shutdown. Christy McDonald in the newsroom tracking the very latest from Capitol Hill for us. Kim, I'm sorry about that. Christy.
Hey there, Karen. Good afternoon to you. You know, Democrats are anxious to pass an omnibus budget plan before they lose control of the House in January. They've been making progress in the Senate, where Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell seems to be on board, and we could see a vote in the Senate as early as today. So here's how the proposed budget looks for 2023. It is worth about $1.7 trillion. It includes about a 10% boost in defense spending. Plus, there is another round of aid for Ukraine, about $45 billion to keep support flowing in the war with Russia there. There's also a lot of other things packed into more than 4,100 pages of the legislation. It will also add a change to federal election law to prevent any future presidents from trying to overturn an election, as former President Donald Trump pressured Mike Pence to do on January 6th. Senator McConnell says if this bill doesn't get enough support, he would favor pushing the deadline into next year, but he likes what he's seeing right now.
This is an impressive outcome for the Republican negotiators, and more importantly, it is the outcome that our country actually needs to keep helping Ukraine and our other friends, to keep out innovating and outcompeting Russia and China.
All right, well, here we go. The deadline is Friday at midnight unless the budget passes or another short-term measure is put into place. So if things go off the rails, we could see a partial government shutdown going into the Christmas holiday. The budget is supposed to be done by October 1st, but you know, that hasn't happened since 1996 when Bill Clinton was president. We'll bring you updates as they happen. For now, back to you, Karen.
All right, Christy, we appreciate it. Thanks. House committee meeting to decide whether to release former President Donald Trump's tax returns. The Democrat-controlled Ways and Means Committee is meeting behind closed doors. If lawmakers move forward with plans to release the returns, it's not clear how quickly that would happen. Unlike other presidents, Trump refused to release his returns during the 2016 or while in office, claiming he was under an IRS audit. The decision about the border policy, Title 42, is going right down to the wire. The Biden administration has another hour to respond to a decision from the U.S. Supreme Court yesterday. The court issued a temporary order to keep the pandemic-era limits on migrants in place. Critics say lifting Title 42 could lead to a flood of migrants and push resources in border towns to the limit. The Department of Homeland Security says it's getting ready to manage the border safely if the policy is lifted. We're following it closely. We'll keep you posted. We are taking a trip down memory lane during the holidays to highlight Paula Tutman's top 10 stories of 2022. Now, the story you're about to see focuses on the history of Pontiac, the city's renewal, and also features some Drone 4 videos showing the scope of a project that will keep growing for years.
There we go. We got it. We're going to spread the mulch evenly.
Throughout the week, volunteers from various organizations are converging on Pontiac to plant trees, 100 of them, from funds raised by the Rotary Club to retree 9 parks of 29 in the city. Today, it was Aaron Perry Park, and there's an interesting synergy about who's doing the planting.
1 wheelbarrow per tree, okay? There we go. Now let's mix it.
These are volunteers from General Motors in a 100-year-old suburban community that gave the early workers of GM a place to live, work, thrive, and raise children.
General Motors has been here a long time, and they also needed affordable housing.
They orchestrated a neighborhood here for folks to live and easy ways to get into housing and take their payment right out of their checks.
As the auto industry's footprint started moving away from Pontiac, so did many of its workers. But as you can see, houses are being fixed up and refurbished. There's a lot of excitement literally surrounding this park as families return.
When our neighbors see this, and my neighbors, right, it says that people actually care.
And so some of the people who design our vehicles and put processes in place for quality control left their desks today to do a whole different kind of quality control.
We all done some gardening before, but first time we actually planting trees learning the actual mechanics of it.
So we learned how to kind of fill in the holes properly so that we could get the roots of the trees in, and then fill in the dirt and the topsoil and then the mulching and making sure that the trees are straight.
So this is the epitome of leaving your mark upon the earth. So this is a legacy sugar maple that was just planted today, and it is in the shadows of this silver maple. I'm told this tree is easily 50 years old. So think about this for the volunteers who are here today. What they did was they planted trees that could very likely be here long after they're gone.
I'm hoping that they'll still have their flowers. I saw some of them flowering, and I was really excited about that, to know that each year they're going to spring, and during spring they're going to have flowers, and they're just going to look beautiful.
Happy holiday season, everyone. You know, the reason we loved this story so much is because it really does show how the city of Pontiac is just pulling itself up by the bootstraps to really improve itself in so many different ways. Can you believe they planted 101 trees, and by this spring, visitors and residents alike will really see a big difference? Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Love that. All right, thank you, Paula. Tomorrow, Paula is going to talk to you about everything you wanted to know about cow cuddling. It's the real thing, but you probably were afraid to ask, right? We're going to see how the cows can help many people find their bliss, but maybe not a reporter on Deadline. The story with Paula's behind-the-scenes memories tomorrow, first at 4. That is a really cool story.